What's up? We're back.
What's up?
Sturgis, this is my show, not yours. Anyway, we're back. I've been watching some YouTube videos on Dragon Ball Super, and I felt like, I wanted to do a video based upon my complaints and, what I like about the show as well. Let's start with what we like about the show. I love the way that everyone is up to like a god level of power. That's been the case with Dragon Ball. Getting more powerful and more powerful and more powerful to the point where now in Dragon Ball Super you can fight the gods themselves. It is just amazing. Let me make sure we're still recording here. My mic is recording. We absolutely are. Sorry for the interruption there. Let's go back. And it's amazing. But that's about the only thing I have that's good to say about the show. Let's go into things that I don't like. In shows, especially in shows, because shows go on for seasons and seasons and seasons, or in this case, if with anime and mangas, arc after arc after arc. And while they do a superb job of showing uh, advancing power levels, they do a horrible job in advancing character development, and they regurgitate the same story over and over and over again. This Moro arc is the Cell Saga. It's that's all it is. It's the Cell Saga. Moro is Cell. He's able to absorb and copy everyone's ability. That's Cell. He blew himself up like Cell did, except we have a little twist, and it's better than nothing, where he becomes a whole planet, and they're trying to take him out as we speak. That's just Cell blown up to a big blob right before Goku sent him to King Kami's. Is it King Kami or is it God Kami? Can't remember what it is. Anyway, King Kami's, and then it's not even Kami. What's his name? I don't know his name. Anyway, took him to that planet and blew him up there. But we should have never gotten to this point. Goku should have never got to this point. And this is what I mean by character development. How many years have gone by with Goku still doing the same thing over and over and over again? You're the bad guy. Goku defeats bad guy. Goku lets the bad guy go just for the bad guy to turn around and attack Goku all over again. Goku should learn by now that what he believes in is a good thing. What he believes in when he says, I let the bad folks go because I think, given a chance, they will turn into a good person. That's a totally fine aspect to have. That's a totally fine mindset to have. That is a great thing to write about. Have a good character that just will not go against his beliefs and his fundamental beliefs. But you have to have something that challenges that. You have to have something that makes them think, maybe I'm not right. Maybe I should do something else. And Moro should have been that person. This is somebody who literally eats planets. He absorbs all these people. He doesn't want to be good. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're going away from that. He doesn't want to be good. He doesn't want to change like Vegeta and, dare I say, Frieza have. Yes, I do think Frieza is turning into a good guy. In fact, I think we're already there. Frieza is just at the point where Vegeta was on Planet Namek. I think Frieza's already a good guy. They just haven't quite shown his transformation yet. Anyway, Goku should be put in a situation where he's actually challenged, where he's actually shown that all the bad guys that you face can be brought over to the good side, but there's going to be some here and there that don't want or need that mercy, and you're going to have to deal with them, and you're going to have to deal with them appropriately. And this should have been that arc where Goku had to face his belief system and realize that, hey, maybe I have to fight and kill somebody this time so that they don't come back and kill, I don't know, whole planets. Holy shit, come on, let's do something about this. And that would make Goku so much less boring than he is right now. I'm sorry, but Goku's boring. He's the same Goku. He hasn't changed whatsoever. He's the same stupid-ass Goku who's able to do so many beautiful, amazing, combative things. But when it comes to even thinking for 2 seconds, he's still the biggest moron that he was at the beginning of the series. And let's make a comparison here. You can have him be a moron. Luffy from One Piece is still a moron. But Luffy has developed character-wise into, he had the one on the sand island. Oh, what was that? It was way back when. And the whole the whole lesson of the island was we need to come together as a group, and we need to friendship is what matters. And then that carried on to when they were fighting. I can't remember his name either. The zombie island, one of the warlords. They had to take on that warlord together as a team to even have a chance of beating him. Luffy's still the same dumbass Luffy that he's always been. Zoro's still the same dumbass I get lost as soon as there's two choices in what direction I'm going. But they've both had character developments over time. You just don't see the same kind of character development going on with Goku. He can still be a dumbass, but he needs to have his belief systems and his fundamental beliefs challenged, and it needs to be a challenge enough to where he has to make an exception. Now, let's go on to other characters, right? Vegeta. I love the fact that Vegeta is Goku's rival. Vegeta's my favorite character. He always has been. The moment that they got done with the fight on Earth, what was it, the Saiyan arc? The moment they got done with that, Vegeta was a good guy. Now, I know a lot of people didn't see that. They saw it as, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, but I called it back then. I was a young man back then. I called it back then. Hey, groovy yourself. Anyway, I called it back then that he was a good guy, and here we are, 20 years later, and he's a good guy, completely. But to continue to have Vegeta be this rival to Goku, but then not a rival whatsoever, and by that I mean every villain that comes along, Vegeta gets manhandled. Vegeta turns into a boxing bag for every single villain. And that's been the case since Namek. It's been the case since he was the main villain. Excuse me, since after he was the main villain. He's been nothing but a punching bag. How are you going to make a character be a rival to Goku and never win a fight? Well, never win a main fight. Always be like Goku is always one step ahead of me. How could you say that as the main rival to Goku? Didn't know if he was alive. You can't. You've got to make Vegeta be an actual rival to Goku. Right now Goku's only rivals are literally gods. Gods that Goku could probably never obtain their power level and or skill. Right? So let's make Vegeta actually Goku's rival, and let's give Vegeta a win, for God's sake. Give him a win. How many more beatings does he have to take before he's able to kill a main bad guy? Right? Now let's go on to my biggest harp on Dragon Ball Super. By far are the side characters. In particular, Piccolo, Gohan, and Krillin. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please, on any of this, by the way, correct me if I'm wrong. I would love... this is not me harping. This is me wanting to have a discussion. Piccolo literally has God Ki in him. He has Kami fused within him. Kami is a god. So why can't Piccolo... Will you stop interrupting me? Why can't Piccolo and the other angels and gods get into a scuffle with Piccolo and be like, oh shit, he has God Ki. He can handle our training. Let's take him with us to wherever Whis took, Goku and Vegeta and train him there. And let's get him more involved in the fight, because now we can use his God Ki to protect planet Earth and all the other planets. That'll help out Beerus. Huh? And now we have a Piccolo who may not be on par with Vegeta and Goku, but he can always be like one step behind. Like, there's no reason we can't use the next arc after Moro to catch Piccolo up to the power level that Goku and Vegeta were at the Power Tournament. He can always be one arc behind or two arcs behind. There's nothing wrong with that. Gohan. Gohan was literally going to be the main character of Dragon Ball Z. If you guys will remember, now that's a rumor, but it's a strong rumor. It was noted that he was going to be the main character in Dragon Ball Z during the Cell Saga, but that the fans rebelled against that idea so much that at the last second he pulled back and made Goku the main character again. There's no reason, because of that, he had plans to make Gohan the main character. Because of that, there's no reason why Gohan can't have, just like Piccolo, a training part, a side story, if you will, to catch him up to at least the point where he's just as strong as Goku and Vegeta during the Tournament of Power, or just as strong as Goku and Vegeta during their fight with Moro. There's no reason why you can't do that. He's a Saiyan. He was going to be the main character anyway. Why can't you just push him forward into being this absolute powerhouse who's just below Goku and Vegeta? At par with maybe Piccolo? Maybe a little bit less than Piccolo? Maybe a little bit above Piccolo? Doesn't matter to me. Whatever. And then we need to go back to characters like Krillin. It's so disappointing for Krillin and Tien and Chaozu to be just on the sideline. Where's Chaozu? We haven't even seen Chaozu in years. Not to my knowledge anyway. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. But, Krillin and Tien, how many times in Dragon Ball Z did they know that they were at a disadvantage, that they had no way to kill the person that they were going up against, to even defeat the person they were going up against, but they found a way to either have a power that's able to go against them. Sorry, I should be playing the game. Or to even, distract them long enough for the other people like Gohan and Vegeta or Piccolo to show up. For instance, Krillin. Krillin knows he can't beat half the people in Dragon Ball Z. Or he couldn't beat half the people in Dragon Ball Z. So what did he do? Krillin made the Destructo disc. And not Vegeta, Frieza himself said, "Oh shit, if I would have blocked that, I would have been dead. I'm glad I dodged it." You can have Krillin go into his own kind of training. Oh, right off the bat, look at that. You can have, right off the bat, you can have training where Krillin learns all these types of different strategies and new techniques, and he becomes essentially the glass cannon. He becomes like this little ninja that sneaks up to villains, sneaks up to enemies, bam, and attacks them from behind. But if they catch him, they thump him, and he's dead, or he's defeated. Whatever you want to do. He's died how many times? I don't care if you kill him. Whatever. But there's no reason why he can't be that type of person. Tien showed us during Dragon Ball Z, during the Cell Saga, that he had more than enough power to keep Cell in that hole. He was doing this little triangle blast, pew, 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 and how long did he keep selling that hole long enough for, I think it was it Piccolo or was it Vegeta to arrive on the scene and take care of him? I think it was Piccolo. But there's no reason why you can't do these things. You can have a whole side arc of where people say, or where Krillin, Tien, Piccolo, Gohan, and whoever else that you want to have in there, you can have it where they say, you know what? We can't keep depending on Goku and Vegeta to bail us out. They're now part of the Galactic Patrol. We need to protect Earth here. We can't just have them bail us out every single time we come across something that we can't handle. We need to be able to handle our own problems. And that can go back to Piccolo's training with one of the angels because he has God Ki. That could go back to Krillin becoming a glass cannon with different techniques that he develops. That will come back to Tien being in kind of the same group as Krillin and the other humans. You can have Dende, I don't know, grow up and become just as powerful as Piccolo was at, I don't know, Dragon Ball Z, Cell, or Buu Saga, something like that. It's easy to do. I'm just so disappointed. Uh-oh. What did I do? I'm just so disappointed that that the writers of Dragon Ball Super have done so little with the characters that we grew up with, the characters that used to be main characters, or at the very least, main side characters. There's so much you can do with them. And all they need to do, Toriyama, and who's the other one? Toritama? Do I have that right? Correct me if I'm wrong. You could do so much with these characters, and all you need to do is go look at Hunter x Hunter, go look at One Piece, go look at all these other animes / mangas that have side characters that still remain significant. They're not as powerful as the main character, they don't do as much as the main character, but they're still significant and they're still so interesting. And there's no reason that we can't continue that with the side characters of Dragon Ball Super: Krillin, Piccolo, Gohan, Tien, etc. 17 and 18, the androids, and all of the above. There's just no reason. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please let me know what your comments, questions. Call me out on anything, guys. If I'm wrong on something, please tell me. I'd love to know if I'm wrong, because I don't want to be wrong. I want somebody to correct me so I can correct myself. All right. Have a good one. Bye.